Welcome, everybody. We'll just give it another minute for some folks to join, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Thank you everybody for joining today. Um, we will just go ahead and get started. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to throw them into the chat below and we'll get those answered. So you may have noticed over the kind of at the end of February, we started a feature of the week series. So basically, we just take a feature and kind of highlight it in a 1 to 2 minute video every week and send those directly to our customers. So if um, you're not receiving those, just send us an email, either myself or Tim directly, or support@camo.ag, and we'll make sure that you are on the list. But they do come directly from Tim or myself to our customer base. And depending on your organization, either we'll send them to the entire team or to a specific set of users who then forward them on to their other users in the organization. So also, if you have any suggestions for what you would like to see with the feature of the week, if you're hearing a lot of either feedback or this common question that is coming up, don't hesitate to share those with us and we'll get those added to the list and get that information addressed. So we'll go ahead and dive in. So we had quite a few changes this month around the search and the navigation up here at the top. So this static navigation up here changed a little bit. So we kind of inverted where that search bar is located along with where you navigate to the map, that manage dropdown, as well as your reports. And then your parcel cart is now a part of the static navigation as well. And I think we addressed this last month, but just a reminder that anytime you add a parcel to your parcel cart, it remains there. So you can head to the map, add a parcel, kind of navigate around, continue to add parcels, but that does remain there. I do think it times out after an hour or so, so you don't have to worry about every time you log in, your cart will be full of parcels. And then the drop down here includes your notifications, your account settings, and then help and support. So that takes you right to that help center with all of those guides, our release notes that we keep updated in real time, and as well as being able to submit a support ticket. So you can go there to submit a support ticket or just email support@camo.ag directly. Um, all right. So first thing I want to hit on, we did send out a feature of the week with about this, but I just want to point it out again real quick. So an update to the reports, and we're just going to use the land sales bulletin report here. Everybody, regardless of your subscription, has access to this report. So what was updated, and this came from our report provider, and we were able to extend that out to everybody here, is every time you apply a filter, this URL updates to be a unique URL, which means that you can now share that URL across your organization. So if I applied a bunch of filters to a report and I wanted to share that with another user in my organization, all I have to do is apply those, capture that URL, copy and paste it, in and hyperlink it into a an email or your chat, whatever you guys are using. We aren't able to shorten or customize that URL to be a little bit smaller, so certainly linking it to hyperlinking it in a email is probably best versus having that really long URL there. But again, whatever works for you. Um, and then this has been around for a while, but I do want to point this out is for your for your alerts, for your reports, for any report that you have access to, you can schedule a delivery or an alert for that report. So if I wanted to receive the land sales bulletin report in my inbox every single week, I could say, send it to me on Mondays at 9 a.m. Or I could set up an alert that says, show me if any, like just send this to me if any of these results have changed. So, if like using the owner's report, the land sales bulletin report, the auctions report, again, any report, you can set up some kind of alert or regular schedule to just receive that in your inbox weekly, monthly, daily, whatever occurrence you prefer, you can set that up. So that's just apply those filters that you want to see, and then you just come down here and either schedule the delivery or an alert, whichever one you choose, you'll have access to both here on the left. And then these can be edited as well. So if you'd prefer to not, stop receiving it, you can unsubscribe or come back in here and get rid of those or make edits to those. Okay. And then there is a help center guide as well about scheduling those report alerts as well as sharing that information. All right. So the next one that we want to point out on the map here. So if you are in Nebraska or you have anybody in Nebraska, land sales bulletin data now includes the uh oh goodness, acre details. Sorry about that. So they include, and Nebraska, I think, is the only state that includes this information in their sales data. So that is why that is down there, or that is why that is included in the sales data for Nebraska and not necessarily other states, because again, Nebraska includes that in there. So if we go into our farm sales filters, and we'll just check out land sales bulletin data here. And we're going to uncheck the org comps there. And we'll find some in Nebraska. I know we will. Oh, it'd be helpful if I was in Nebraska, not Kansas. So we have the there we go. Once we click on a sale, and we click into the fields and parcels and we get into a field, you'll see you have your irrigated production, your dryland production. You'll see that breakdown of those acre types there. And then what is coming, what we are currently working on is the ability to filter your sales by acre type. So that'll be especially helpful for Nebraska folks. Elsewhere, as long as those sales have different acre types designated when they come in, that'll be helpful. And then down the road, we hope to add those filters so you can filter by not just the acre type, but the land use. So again, being able to filter by, whether it's timber acres or cropland acres. But right now it'll just be the acre type. So those that would have to be designated when we receive those sales. Okay. All right. So down here is on the map, while we're here on the map as well, we'll go into some of these additional enhancements that were made. So I'm just going to throw in some different searches up here in our search bar. So the first thing is if you are you want to go to a specific location on the map, whether that is a county, a town, you know, an address, whatever it is, make sure you click on the map locations first. So otherwise it's going to take you to the advanced search results. So if I didn't have map location set, it's not going to take me to DeKalb County, Illinois. It's going to take me to our search results here, which is just going to give me an endless bit of information with things that are in DeKalb County, Illinois. I can also, we expanded this to also be able to search by a section, township, range, as well as subdivisions within within a county. So I'm just going to throw that in there, and I'm not going to select my map location, but I'm going to, you know, select on the all, and that brings me to my list of parcels here. So if I know which one I want to click on, we can just click on it right there, and it takes me to that parcel on that within that section, township, and range. Don't forget your section, township, range moved, filters moved over here on the left. So again, I can apply that those layers there, and I can see that that is located in that section, township, and range that I entered into my search up here. With this one, you can also search by your alternate parcel IDs. So all of these PLSS and searches here, think of like there's just multiple ways that you're able to search. So if I threw in this alternate parcel ID, it's going to give me those options as well. And here I've got that parcel again. So when you have this +1 or 2 or 3, that means there's some alternate parcel IDs associated with that current parcel ID. But again, if I click on that, it takes me right back to that parcel. And you know, so if I don't have like the owner name or the current parcel ID, there's different ways to search to get to that information that you need. Likewise, if I just have the name, so our favorite person to search for is Babson Farms. And they are in primarily located in DeKalb, Illinois. So this one is easy to search, is probably how a lot of people are searching by name. But an enhancement that we made was number one, this beacon just kind of lighting up where that primary address is located, and then just enhancing the outlines of those parcels. Something else that is in the works, I know we've been talking about this, I think, for a while, but is more flexibility with creating a farm from all located parcels. So for example, Babson Farms has 98 farms. I only want to create a farm from, you know, these 3 parcels right here. Right now, I'd kind of have to X out of this, go to my parcels layer, and sort of manually add just those 3 in, or create the entire thing and get rid of everything else. Not a fantastic workflow for you guys. So we are working on making that a little bit easier. It's still in the early stages, so it could be a couple weeks before we get that out, but bear with us while we work on that improvement for you all. And let's see, some other things, let's see, that are in the works, or before I move on to kind of what we have in the works, are there any questions about anything that we've gone over so far with the enhancements? No. And keep in mind that when you are searching, you can add in additional information up here. So if you just know the state or even the county that somebody is located in, you can enter that here, and it'll help continue to narrow that down. So really just test out the different ways that you can search. Think of this as like the Google search for agriculture. All right, we had a question. Let's see here. The resets every search. So the section township range resets every search. Is it possible to keep on all searches? So a couple things. I believe we are working on keeping your search history here. I don't know for how long your search history will stay, but we are working on like if you have searched for something to keep that. If you do consistently search for the same kind of section township range, so on your map, what you can do is if you enable your search filters, let's say I entered DeKalb County, um, and I consistently am searching for a specific area, I could just bookmark this up here. And then every time I log in, just click on that bookmark and it'll take you right to that section township range. But as far as your search history, one of the enhancements coming down the pipeline is maintaining your search history. Does that answer your question? And then I think somebody else, okay. And then somebody else I think had a raise their hand. I can, if you want to post your question in the chat, or if you'd prefer to speak, I can enable that.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
It's a little hard to hear you, but go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm Katie. I'm from Nebraska. And so I had a question. My only question was when you see like let's say for instance you see one of your sale comps, right? But you notice that the acres are wrong on it. How do you go about editing that, or how do you handle that?
Yeah. So if it's an auction that we have entered, that CamoAg has entered, just send that to our support and we can easily correct that. If
Okay.
it's from another source or what you can do, I mean, certainly let us know and we can pass that information along. But if it's something like the acres, the best thing to do is like this one here. I'll just take this one. You can hop in there and then you can copy the sale to your account, which then allows you to edit any of the information. And then it becomes a private comparable for your organization to use. So, and just your organization. So you could come in here, you could edit the acres, you could edit the sale price, whatever it is that's incorrect, you could make those edits too, and then use that as a comparable on a CMA.
Okay. And then is it kind of the same thing like if you wanted to add a comp in here that you didn't find in here?
Yes. So that would just be adding a farm.
Oh, okay.
So you would add a farm, and then once you have added the farm itself, so I'll come back. Sorry, I'm hopping around a lot. Once you've added the farm, under here, your options,
Ah,
create farm sale.
got it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Um, let's see. And then there are guides on the Help Center for both of those that walk you through both of those scenarios.
Perfect.
Um, so let's see here. And then just the last thing. So that kind of covers all of our releases for March. The big thing is, I think this search, we're going to continue to make enhancements to that. One of the things that is coming possibly today, if not, I would think by the end of the week, is when you do a search, we'll do Babson Farms again. It's also going to include at the top here a thumbnail of the map. So then you could click into the map from your search. So again, if you forgot to click on the map locations, you could see that location here in the thumbnail and then click right through to that. So that should be coming here shortly. Um, and let's see here. And then a few other things that are coming is with this example, depending on how somebody is entering a person's name at the county level. So we see we've got all these different variations of Babson Farms. We have Babson Farms, comma Inc. period, without the comma, without the period, just Babson Farms Inc., just Babson Farms, all of these different options. So one thing that we've been working on is sort of like normalizing those party names as we receive them and removing those duplicates. So you don't have 10 options to choose from for the same person. You can just click on their one and it'll take you and give you all of that information that you're used to seeing. So that is coming as well, and it's sort of currently in development. So that one should be out, I would think, in the next couple of weeks. So, all right. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining. We'll have the recording available on the Help Center if you want to share that out with anybody else. And otherwise, just keep a lookout for those feature of the week emails every Monday. And again, if you have any suggestions, just pass those along with us. But yeah, thank you everybody.